Ladies and gentlemen, everyone around and in between, this is DebateSensei, where we talk about things relevant to cross-examination debate at the college level. I have with me Director of Debate at California State University, Long Beach, Devin Cooper. Thank you so much, Devin, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, this is the last episode before we take a little break, and so it's a good time to kind of look back over the semester. And I thought a good way to do that was to make predictions about the coaches poll and the Copeland Award / panelists. But first, let's go into what these things mean, especially for someone who's not familiar with them, like myself. Starting with the coaches poll. How does this poll work? Is it a formal poll? Are there methods, steps, things that you have to do?
Well, I think like when it comes to the coaches poll, there is like coaches are just kind of asked to just rank. I don't think that there's like I think each coach has their own kind of formulated process, kind of like in the same way I think they do like the first round bid seeding, as well as like the other second round process. So I think all of them have their own kind of like formula and head-to-head wins and all that good stuff and how that goes into ranking people. But like some people just kind of like just make a shallow guess sometimes.
Okay.
But some people have a well-informed, like going through all of the tournaments, the major tournaments. And I think sometimes the regional tournaments don't always get counted as high, even though when I do rankings for like a round robin or for a coaches poll, I definitely include like regional tournaments because I know that some people can't always get to the major tournaments. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So how do you submit them then if they're calling for that, and like do they have some formula to come up
I think I think certain people are asked to do it. I'm not really always sure about who they are, but certain people are just asked to do a ranking, or sometimes there's like a link put out. But I think there's also another mechanism. I think somebody recently, not recently, but like within the last year or so, they started doing this algorithm that would track all the data that's from Tavern, I guess, and they would make their prediction of who is in the top. So that was something that has happened. I think I definitely know that happened last year. So.
Okay. And is this are the results of the coaches poll? Are they like posted somewhere or?
Yeah, they're usually posted like on. Sometimes they're posted on the college policy group page on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be time to update that. All right. And so, were you saying that they're like the results of the coaches poll are about 20 teams are ranked basically?
I think so. Usually.
Okay. Cool. Now, the Copeland, that's the prestigious one. I was looking over the Copeland Award on the CEDA website. It's got an amazing story to it. But tell me a little bit about the Copeland Award and what you know about it.
So the Copeland Award is it's exclusively an NDT award. It was named after a former debater who tragically lost his life named Rex Copeland. And I think this happened like in the late 80s. And so so what has happened is that they've named this trophy that goes to the top. It's a traveling trophy that goes to the top team that has won, the most collectively and perceptually throughout the entire debate season. So that's like what that award is. And the Copeland Panelists is like, it's like the top 5 teams. And I think the first one is the one that gets the Copeland Award, which is like, the fancy award.
Yeah, so I saw that. It was, I think it was 2000 when they decided to change from a single team to a panel of 5 teams and giving them that. So even that has a pretty good history to it. And so and so you were saying though for NDT, do they have more of a official algorithm for that? How do they decide?
So I think that's also subjective as well.
Okay.
I'm not gonna always say that that's the most fair process, but what I
Right.
would say is that, you know, the coaches that do those particular rankings come from different ideological bases. They also come from different um, parts of debate, right? When it comes to policy, like different perspectives. And so what they are looking for when they think about who the top team is or top 5 teams are, you know, it can vary based on what they believe
Mhm.
is a top debater in some ways. And so I think that their process is not always um, visible when it comes to what their process was. You
Mhm.
will see the ranking and who has ranked who for
Okay.
their process after the NDT and to see what ranking people were. But the thing is that I don't think there's like a uniform process that allows people to like really fairly adjudicate who is X, Y, Z. So
Right. Right. I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of like college football and how they choose who's in the lead and stuff like that. You know, they got some algorithm here, but then they also got, you know, like the coaches' opinions about it and everything. Anyways, so a little bit messy, but we're gonna take a stab at this. All right, we're just gonna do um, uh, uh, based off of your knowledge and what you think, you know, people typically look for when deciding these things. Which teams we think are going to be recognized in one or both of these particular awards here, basically. All right. So let's start with, you know, we're just round out about a top 10, the people who are likely to be acknowledged on the coaches poll, not necessarily in the running for a Copeland panelist, though. Who would be your first?
first, as in like first place.
Not first place. No, 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 no. So like it would be like 10, the 10th place out of the top 10.
Um, Probably maybe Kansas MP.
Kansas MP. Okay.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
like,
No, no,
yeah,
no. Like, yeah, there's no. This is not an exact science, like you said. It's kind of
yeah.
like kind of subjective, but like anybody who's getting mentioned right now is doing something right. You know what I mean? So congratulations to everybody that gets mentioned here. But also people who are not going to get mentioned who still deserve it as well. So tell me a little bit about what places them in the top 10.
Well, they were definitely like a first round bid team last year.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like they've been doing pretty well this year, and they have some good head to head wins against folks. And so I think they're like, I feel like they're like kind of solidified when it comes to being a first round, of course.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't really judge this team
Okay.
necessarily, so I don't really have too much, but just like doing a cursory look at across the
Right.
tournaments, I would say they're like ninth or 10th in
Oh,
that area.
yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So congrats, Kansas MP. Who do we got? Who do we got next? Would you say
I mean, I'll probably say Wake DS.
Wake DS?
Yeah, because they kind
Duo?
of had like a good performance breaking out and coming into that. Because I mean, they had a final round appearance at Wake, which I
Right,
think is, you know, something that puts them ahead of quite a few people.
right.
It's a pretty good team.
Wake Forest. Yeah, yeah. DS. And is the this is the team that split, or one of two teams that kind of split up for one tournament? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So the other ones, yeah. All right, cool. All right. So that's our number 9. Who do we got? Who do you got for number 8?
Kentucky GD.
Kentucky GD. Griffith and Die? I think it's D.
Yeah.
All right.
Um, but yeah, I judge this team quite a bit actually.
Okay. Okay.
They always like say, "Oh, you're our ordinal one." I'm like, okay, but yeah. So I think they've had like some good appearances as well, especially the good semis appearance at Kentucky, I believe, and they were also Kentucky round robin team. So,
Okay, one of the round robins. All right. All right. That was our 8. Was that our, yeah, what do we got number 7?
Number 7, I would put, I think, Dartmouth, BC.
Dartmouth.
Yes.
Bald Kai.
Yeah. So I mean, I judge them a little bit as well. It's a pretty consistent team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were top 10 at Wake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it was the first round last year. I think there's a partner replacement from last year, but I think it's still like pretty solid team.
Pretty solid team. Okay, cool. Yeah, at least you got with half a team.
And they were Kentucky round robin team as well. So it was Kentucky GD. So
yeah. All right. That's at number 7. So number 6.
I would say Texas DK.
Okay. All right. I'm taking a look. They got a pretty good showing at Wake. Okay, at Harvard, not bad. Quarterfinalists. That's a tough tournament. What? Anything else you know about Texas DK?
I mean, they're a K team.
Okay,
which is pretty cool for them to be up that high. And I think they have some really good. I think they were in the final round of Northwestern.
Okay,
which is pretty good.
Yeah, I got the Harvard Wake. I should have got Northwestern up too. Yeah, but all right, that's good. All right, so that is 6 through 10. And now what this is, the next top 5 is going to be basically your predictions on Copeland panelists, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly. I don't know. I could be wrong. But
now,
yeah.
I mean, they're the numbers. You're basing it off the numbers. The numbers are pretty. It's so we were just talking about this beforehand, but it's all really, really close. So yeah, getting the award recipient, I think, is a bit of a toss up. But it sounds like the top 5 all have like a tournament win under the belt. You know what I mean? And each of them have won. You know what I mean?
Well, each of them have had a tournament win or final round.
Okay.
Appearance.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I think, I mean, right now we're really splitting hairs, and it's really difficult to like predict it. But at the same time, as a group, it seems like pretty good numbers to support these calls here. All right. Mm-hmm. So who would be the first Copeland panelist, would you say?
I would say Georgetown.
KW or LW?
Yes.
Yeah.
Georgetown.
Okay.
Pretty good team. Very traditional, very straight up, but they will go for a K every now and then. So I think they are definitely a very good team to be in that particular position.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay. Georgetown. Who do we got? Number 4.
Number 4, I would possibly put CSU Long Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you might be being gracious a little bit right now. I appreciate
it. I do think we could be like 4 or 5. I mean, because I could be like a little bit off with a little bit of between the 5 and 6. But I do think when we think about tournament wins, I just put like the people who have a tournament win or 2, or perceptually 2 at the top 4.
Yeah.
Because I would put us at number 4 because like we've had a tournament win and then quarterfinals for everything else.
Right.
So
but there's also speaker awards, right? I mean, like I think.
Yeah, but I don't think they really factor in too much
when
it comes to that. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. But
when you get to this point, sometimes you need like tiebreakers, So yeah. Okay.
So and then so number 3, I would put Wake RL.
All right. This is the other the team that kind of split for one tournament and combined with the other, yeah?
Yeah, and half of the returning champion of the NDT and CEDA.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of hard to compete with that. Hard to overlook that, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right.
Number 2, I'll put Emory KR.
Emory has a lot of representation on this, and people that are still top 20. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're looking at maybe 3 Emory teams getting a coach's poll nod.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 2 first rounds from Emory.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What do you know about this particular team?
This is a very great team. I would say a really good framework. I'll say that.
Okay. Are they pretty straight up, or are they running Ks?
I think they do a K every now and then, FemIR and some other stuff. Nuclearism K.
Right.
But their bread and butter is usually like the straight up stuff. And it's a team that keeps taking us out of tournaments.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, you're being gracious, and so it's nice.
Yeah, like almost the losses that we've had when we got taken out of tournament has mostly been them. Twice at least.
Right.
So
okay. Yeah, I know that's frustrating.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's good. Like they're friends, they're cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, people don't get that about debate.
It's coming down to framework, but I feel like we're gonna make some tweaks and change some things, and I'm gonna give them some very new answers to framework and change that around, because I think after a while, when people know what your framework answers are going to be, they prep for those answers, right? And so now I need to tell them to scrub all that. We're going to get some new stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to framework.
Right. Okay, then. Who do we got at our number 1?
Michigan. 100%.
DP, PD?
PD, police.
PD? Yeah.
Police department.
Yeah. Michigan PD. Oh man, it's like a Law and Order spinoff. All right. What's their approach?
Oh, they're straight up.
Straight up.
I mean, they might read a K every now and then. I'm not sure if they go for it because I haven't judged them that much. They were at the Kentucky round robin as well. They won the Kentucky round robin, and they also won a tournament. So I think that kind of puts them at 2 wins, which I think puts them in the place of being first.
All right.
For me, in my eyes,
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, those are not, those aren't exact calls, but I think, we're playing it fairly safe on making these pretty new calls. So like top 10, and I think
I kind of feel like the top 5, 6. I feel like they're going to be those teams, just might be a different order. I don't know. But I guess the tournament that we're hosting is going to be, kind of a breaker there to tell us definitively. Now, if Michigan wins our tournament, I think that some of those positions might stay the same depending on who they're up against in the final round. If it's Michigan and Emory, I feel like largely these will stay the same unless we lose in doubles or octos. Then that might be a little devastating. But we're trying to shoot for at least semis, maybe finals, maybe even win. But who knows? That depends on if they get this new ass finish that I've given them ideas for. But we'll see. I don't know.
Well, that does it for the first half of this season. I hope you're down to join me for the second half after we take a little bit of a winter break. It's been really nice kind of getting to know a little bit about it, talking about it like, it's a little inside baseball, getting a peek in there without necessarily having to coach or compete. So I want to really thank you for for all the episodes that we've done before we get into a break. Thank you so much, Devin.
All right, welcome.
All right. We'll be back after a nice little winter break. I hope everyone has a good time, and I'll see you later. All right. Bye.
All right.